Hello everybody, it's Rainy Angel, and I wanted to share an experience that I had just about an hour ago. I had an OBE, and I was in my thought forms and my dimensional space. So I went to bed at about 12:30 last night, and I woke up at about 3:30, 4 in the morning, and I was in my bed awake for about an hour, tossing and turning. Now this happens to me all the time, where I wake up in the middle of the night and then I'm tossing and turning for an hour, and it's a given that once I start to get tired again, I go right into sleep paralysis, or my soul just starts to slowly leave my body. And that's exactly what happened. I'm laying there, I finally start to get a little sleepy, and I'm laying on my back, and I have my knees bent with my feet flat on the bed, and my eyes were still open as I started to feel my body, or my soul, come out of my body. And I thought that was interesting. So I kind of thought to myself, oh no, am I ready to do this? And a bigger and stronger part of me said, yes, you're going to go through this, and you're going to do whatever it is you got to do, and you're going to see what you're going to see on the other side. So I was like, okay. So I decided to relax, and I felt myself coming out of my body. And mind you, I felt very mild sensations of sleep paralysis. If anything, it was the very beginning of the sleep paralysis stage. But my soul was able to exit before I felt it fully come on. That happens to me a lot. I close my eyes, relax, start to feel myself come out. And naturally, when I come out, I rise, and then I turn. So I started off on my back, and I felt myself coming out, and I'm slowly rising and lifting and floating. And then I feel myself turn to the left. And when I came out of my body, I was in a crouching position facing my mattress. And I'm like, okay, I'm here. I know. And I get up, I look around my room. My room pretty much looks the same. And I go out into the hallway, and I pass the bathroom, and I get this sense of fear as I'm walking past the bathroom. And I know that what it is, it's a childhood fear that I have. And in one of my last videos, I posted about it. So basically, it's a scary movie that I used to watch when I was a kid, called The Shining. And in that movie, if you've seen it, the original one, there's the naked dead lady in the bathtub. And I sensed that that's what it was. I stopped at the bathroom, saw at the corner of my eye that she was there. She was in the tub, kind of sitting up, looking at me. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna get this over with. So I went into the bathroom, and I turned on the light so I can clearly see everything. And I see her, she's sitting in the bathroom, in the bathtub. And I just go straight up to her, and I put my hand around her neck, to choke her. And I said, I'm not scared of you. You're just an aspect of me. You're just a fear. You're just this, and you're just that, all the things. And I'm just literally an inch away from her face, just staring at her, just saying all of these things. And I felt very strong and very happy that I was able to just overcome that. I was just over it at that point. Come on now, but I just felt like I had to get really up and close to I don't know, just face it. Then she starts to do that maniacal laughing that she does in the movie, and then I start maniacal laughing, mocking her, and I was like, ha ha ha, look who's laughing now. And then I left the bathroom and closed the door, and I just went on about my day. And so I went down the hallway, and I hear someone in the kitchen doing the dishes, and I'm like, oh, who's doing the dishes? And I look, and it's my sister, and I'm like, oh, is she really doing the dishes? Am I really seeing her doing the dishes right now? Or is it 3, 4 in the morning and everyone's asleep? So I'm like, I decide to go walk up to her, and it's daytime at this point. Suddenly it's daytime. And I tap her on the shoulder. She doesn't see me, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe she's really doing the dishes, And then suddenly, out of nowhere, she's just vacuuming, and I'm like, okay, no, this is still my thoughts and just randomness going on. And I decided to just kind of sit there for a minute and just observe. And I noticed there was 2 on and off knobs on the vacuum. So it was just random weird things like that. Turning the button off, it's not turning off. Then I turn the other button off, it's still not turning off. And then the other one, I'm just going back and forth with these buttons, and the vacuum turns off and on, off and on. I'm like, okay, this is not important. So I decide to go walk back down the hallway, and I see my daughter, and she looks like she's a couple years younger than what she is now. And so I pick her up, and I'm talking to her just you know, I still am very conscious and aware that this is me. This is my imagination. This is my thoughts. This is not anything. This is not really her walking around. But I wanted to kind of just speak to myself. Even though I'm talking to her, I know I'm speaking to myself, because it's things on a subconscious level that you see all around you. So I'm kind of just talking to her, telling her some things, you know. So then I put her back down and she runs out into the living room to play. And then I go back into my room. I decide to look at focus on my hands and command to become more conscious. Even though I was already pretty conscious, I wanted to become more conscious. And I look at my hands and I have these purple winter gloves on. I'm like, okay, no. And so I take them off and I'm looking at the lines on my hands. I'm like, I command to be conscious. I command to be. And as I say that, like I say it so many times, like 10 times. And finally my voice really starts to come in. And then I see a sparkle. I see a spark of like a flashing sparkle near my bed. Like I got this message of go to the window. And I see these sparkles in my day-to-day life. I see them like all around me most of the time, like just random flashes of sparkling lights or speckles, which I want to make another video for that later on. I'm like, okay, let me go out the window. And I just can't get out the window. I'm like, what is going on? I can't get out the window. I'm literally like trying to jump out the window, getting a running start, and my clothes are getting snagged on the window pane, and it's this weird window, like a weird narrow window. And so almost like a basement window is what it was. And so I decided to just break the window altogether. So I just knock it out. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like now I can freely fly. So I decide to jump out the window. But I just kind of, as soon as I start to jump out the window, I look. And I'm on like a 2 and 3 story building. Like I'm on the 2nd or 3rd floor. And I'm like, well, that's not right. In my waking life, I'm in a regular house. So very close to the ground. And I'm like, whatever, let me just get over this. So I finally make it out the window, and I'm hovering like 2-3 stories from the ground. And I'm looking at the building, and I start to rise up more and more and more, because I wanted to just shoot off into the sky and go somewhere. As I'm rising above the building, I see a bright lit up city. And I don't live in a bright lit up city. Like, I'm in a dimly lit neighborhood. But as soon as I start to just kind of float up and up and up, I wake up back in my body.